You're listening to Bro Down Podcast all fucking day. Oh, yeah.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Bro Down Podcast. I'm Andy Smith.
And I'm Tim Fulton.
And this is Dear Bros.
Dear bro.
All right. Dear Bros is we read some advice columns.
We hijack them.
We hijack them. Okay, so you're up first right now, right?
Yep, and mine is titled Brotherly Love. Lol, JK. The actual title.
Okay.
Okay. I like this one because it was a kid. The actual title is Copycat Little Brother Causes No End of Irritation. Dear Abby, I am a 13-year-old who wants to be an individual. My 10-year-old brother constantly copies me and mocks me, yet he gets upset whenever I point it out. The last straw was when I went through his YouTube and found almost all the same music I like. My parents say I should be flattered, and he's just looking up to me. I'm tired of it. He copies things I say and the way I say them, the music I like and my hobbies. It's very, very annoying, and I guarantee that is why he continues to do it. I've tried telling him to stop, but somehow, in any conversation relating to that, I end up being the bad guy. Should I just throw away my entire collection of interests, enjoyments, and hobbies? Losing my individuality. Where'd this kid find Dear Abby? He's 13.
Whoa, he's an old soul.
He is an old fucking soul.
Wow.
He's an old soul.
You think he plays bingo on the weekends?
So what are your thoughts?
He goes to bed early.
Gotta get up
On
early.
purpose.
Gotta get to work.
Yeah. Okay, so this is a fun one.
I know.
So we got a 13-year-old kid who's got a 10-year-old brother, so he's 3 years younger.
Yeah.
The younger brother wants to be his older brother. Now, he seems to think that he's doing it to be a little shit.
There's probably an element to that. There's probably a good, 10%.
It doesn't seem like the older brother is a bully.
Which is good.
But it's allowing this.
But it's not bad.
It's.
Don't forget, we were younger brothers once upon a time.
I'm glad I got bullied as a younger brother.
He's 10 years old. I'm sure he has, friends at school and shit. But,
Yeah.
you don't hang out with people. You got your brother. That's it.
No, you hang. Well, when we were kids, you hung out with people.
Yeah. We don't know what their circumstances.
Yeah. We don't know what their circumstances are. They're 13. How many circumstances could they have?
They could live on a ranch and they have no neighbors around. So
That's
when you
true.
open up the door, they have no place to go.
When I mean, the thing is
Circumstances.
stuff like music, that's commonplace, right? You listen to things that your older brother or sister listens to because they're listening to it.
Yeah.
And if they're older than you, they find more advanced stuff. Like you're in the middle listening to SpongeBob soundtrack and, they find Black Sabbath and you're like, whoa.
Yeah, my brother used to push music on me.
That's what I mean, though.
Yeah.
So that's like a normal thing.
Yeah.
And the fact that this kid, he's a fucking hipster. This kid's a fucking hipster. As soon as somebody else wants to do what he's doing, he's like, oh, I don't want to do it anymore.
I guess I don't want to do anything.
Yeah. Doing nothing.
Doing nothing.
Yeah. It sounds like a lot of normal behavior for a younger brother is just trying to do things that the older brother's doing
Yeah.
to try to impress him or
Yeah.
annoy. The thing is I don't get the annoying concept because if I was annoying to my brother, it ended quickly.
Yeah, well, that was a different
Yeah.
home environment. We'll put it that way.
It did. You were annoying for a finite amount of time, and then you realized you were being annoying in one way or another.
Yeah.
But, I guess I think his parents are kind of right. I mean, maybe the brother's doing some things that are fucking annoying because 10-year-olds are fucking annoying. 13-year-olds are annoying. 30-year-olds are annoying.
Yeah. Get used to it, kid. You two won't be friends for another 5 years. In 5 or 6 years, you two will be best buds.
Yeah. I mean,
They're 13 and 10. They're gonna hate each other.
yeah.
It's designed that way.
Wait, he said, I went through his Why are you going through his YouTube, bro?
Family.
Trying to be like your younger brother? Trying to find out what music he's into? What advice do you give him?
The 10-year-old has a YouTube account.
Bro,
I hate this day and age.
dude,
I hate it.
10-year-olds have laptops and cell phones.
Yeah, that's true.
So what advice do you give the kid? Unprofessional advice.
Unprofessional advice. If I'm going the Dear Abby, I want to be like a stand-up person route. I would say try to include your younger brother so you both can take enjoyment out of it and get rid of the annoyance aspect. Otherwise, I would say buck up, bruh. Like, it's gonna happen. Don't throw away your interest because someone else cares. Just deal with it.
Hit him.
Hit
him a
'em.
lot. No,
What do you tell him?
I don't know. I would just say, like, almost embrace it. If he really is doing it to be annoying, then if you act like you like that he's doing it, if it's solely to be annoying, he won't do it anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
Unless you make it like very obvious that's why you're doing it. You got to be like, you have to have that like mob mentality of you're lying, but you're not lying.
Dude.
You want them to know why you're lying. You're lying because like you want to deceive them.
Speaking of lying, we're going on a real quick tangent. My
Okay.
nephew he's getting into a bad habit of lying. And he's becoming smart about it. For preference, he's 6. So, like, his concept of being smart about things isn't the same as, like, an adult's. But he looked at me the other day. I had to babysit a couple nights ago. And he was like, he was playing with the Switch, and it was dying. So he needed to charge it. And he's like, can you put this in the charger for me? My leg really hurts. I was like, excuse me? And he's like, I'm not lying. I'm not lying. And I knew he was. But he's lying with things that you can't technically call him out on. Because I can't prove that his leg doesn't hurt.
You know what you have to do?
Hold on. It gets better.
Okay.
It gets better.
Let me hear it.
Later on in the night, something else happened. I forget what it was. Oh, it's going to bother me. And he goes, I need help. Please, my arm really hurts. I can't do it right now. I'm not lying. I'm not. And I immediately was like, get to bed now. He's like, I'm not lying. I didn't say you were lying. I said, get to bed. I felt like an asshole.
No.
I know
no.
I know it was the right thing to
No.
do, but I felt like an asshole.
Why?
Because
Why?
with children, you do nothing but yell at them.
Yes.
You do
You know
nothing.
why? You don't want to make little jerks. They grow up to be
I know.
big jerks.
I know.
I know it sucks. I don't have kids, so I should shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I don't have kids either.
But I'm just saying that when you try to talk to a child and negotiate with them like an adult,
you can't.
you can't.
You
You
can't.
can't do that because you're making a little asshole.
You can't negotiate.
How
just
you
have to hit
deal
'em.
with that to a certain extent is when they do something like that.
The belt.
No. If he says my leg hurts, I can't get up, be like, okay. You walk into the kitchen and you're like, oh, I got ice cream. Who wants ice cream? And watch his little ass run in the kitchen. And then you're like, thought your leg hurt. Time out. Go. Now. That's what you do.
So you have to be careful with that, though, because then they stop trusting the parent.
What do you mean? You had ice cream in the kitchen?
Okay, well, that's technically correct. But you see my point. You can't always play games with the kid, too, because then they're going to be
Well, it makes them better at getting away with it eventually.
Yeah, it's much more delicate than you think it is.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
But I don't think...
All right, we're getting down a
No,
really
no.
weird.
Just real quick, I don't think that when you're saying like, oh, somebody's calling you out for something that you can't prove. This isn't like a boss at work where like they're saying something and you know that they're fucking lying, but you can't say anything. This is a child.
It is a child.
This is a child.
It is.
You tell a child do whatever you want.
No,
Tell them go to bed. It's 2 p.m. I don't give a shit. Go to bed. I said go to bed. It's bedtime. As far as I'm concerned, fucking Ra has already rode that fucking sun across and brought the moon back. Go to fuck to bed.
My brother, he used to, when baby James was a little bit younger, he used to point at a rock in the yard and be like, do you want to live on the rock? And James would cry and be like, no. And he was like, then say you're sorry, or you have to live on the rock forever. And he would just straight up believe him. He'd be like, I'm sorry. It was hysterical. Anyway,
Yeah.
Abby says
Oh,
to
yeah.
this poor 13-year-old kid, who we already
Rewind,
forgot about.
rewind.
Yeah, rewind. The kid wants to know if he should lose his hobbies. Dear Abby says, on the contrary, except that because you are older, you may always be the leader, and your younger brother will continue to follow and mimic you. He may not do it to annoy you because he lacks your imagination and interests of his own. Your mistake is letting what he does affect you. The sooner you overcome that impulse, the better off you will be. You may not be able to control your brother, but you can control the way you react to him, and that's a skill that will serve you well as you go through life.
That's true.
It's true. She's also talking to him like he's 30.
But that's what you have to do sometimes.
Yeah, true.
No kids' gloves. Kids writing into a fucking columnist that has been around for 40 years.
Yeah, I know the internet exists, but it still boggles my mind that a 13-year-old was able to do
Yeah.
this. All right.
You just got out of mine too, did you?
No, I did not.
Okay. All right.
You are up, sir.
All right. Did you switch the screen?
I did.
All
Transgender
right.
surprise.
So, woman reveals, or a woman's revelation she is transgender is a shock. Don't read the fucking bottom.
Out.
I've been dating a very sweet girl for the last 4 months, and I'm starting to have serious feelings for her. My children really like her, but she sat me down the other night and told me she's transgender. I'm crushed, and I don't know what to do. This blows my mind. Please give me any guidance. I care a lot about this person. I just want to cry. If there was ever one that needed more detail in it, it's this one.
Yeah, it is because
He wrote this at like 2 a.m, like real quick, while he had the balls and still enough alcohol in his system.
spelled everything correctly. Good job, dude.
Yeah.
So
What is definition transgender?
transgender is, I believe, blanket.
So stupid.
Blanket is when you are one gender, or is when you are of physical sex, but mentally you are the opposite sex. So you would be transgender if you are mentally a woman.
So it's nothing physical.
No, it's when mentality and biology don't mesh.
It's basically like when they were putting you together, they gave you the guy next to you's brain in the woman body.
It's
or
Rosie
vice versa.
O'Donnell. Oh, we're getting in
rude.
trouble for that.
Easy Trump.
No, but yeah, it's when the mental aspect and the physical aspect don't mesh.
Okay. Okay.
So right here, there's multiple confusing things because we don't know a lot, right?
No.
First, we don't know. Pronouns do become an interesting factor because we don't know if the person writing in is saying she. I don't know how to phrase this.
We don't know if this is a guy.
Correct. We don't know if it was a guy dating a woman who's now saying she is a man. We don't know if it's a guy dating a woman who's saying she was a man. And we don't know the reverse. We don't know if it's a
Wait,
woman.
What do you mean was a man?
Because there are surgeries out there to correct it, quote unquote. So you can, if you were transgender and you have.
See, this is where my confusion comes in.
Okay, imagine you're dating a woman, right?
Okay.
And she said, a year ago, I was a man. But you've already done intimate things with her. Physically, she's there. She's a woman now. And mentally, she is as well. And she sees herself as a woman, blah,
But
blah,
like we share the same size shoe, and like.
blah. All right, Joe Rogan.
Okay, so you can basically like this could be either just a person who's like, hey, I feel like I'm a guy, or this could be someone that was like, I was a guy, but now I'm a girl, or vice versa.
Yeah, so I feel like we should treat it as both because what do you do if they're saying, I'm going to be a man or I used to be a man?
So all right, so using context clues, I would say that this is a guy writing in who's dating a girl who thinks who thinks in her head like she has a guy's brain.
Yes.
Okay. So let's do both.
Yeah, we
What-
have, that's, yeah.
So what do you do? Okay, so there's two ways to look at this. If it was a guy that turned into a girl and that's what it was, or
I can see like the gears in your brain.
Yeah, they're turning.
but like they're turning in the wrong way, and like they're clashing with each other.
Yeah, the
and your
cogs
brain,
are
like
about
the
to spin
smoke is just coming out of the back of your skull.
No, what I'm saying is there's a difference in the approach of it, because if she knew beforehand or was a guy beforehand, that's kind of fucked up.
Well, to be fair, 4 months is a long time. But to be fair, you don't walk up to someone on like if you meet someone at a bar or something.
Yeah.
If you meet a woman at a bar and you say, "Hey, I'm Andy," and she goes, "Hi, I'm Christine. I used to be a man." Like it's a hard thing to introduce.
That's true, but I'm saying you're dating for 4 months.
Yeah, 4 months is a long time.
Let me put it to you this way. These are not related, but let me just put it to you this way in like seriousness of category, the way that somebody would perceive them. If you're dating someone for 4 months and they were like, "I was in prison,"
Fair.
wouldn't you be like, probably something you should have mentioned? Maybe something you should have mentioned.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know what I mean? Like I like nothing about your personality said, "Hey, I'm into prisoners," or "I'm into ex-convicts."
Yeah.
Like I came up to you because I thought you were a girl. If you know that I'm interested in you because you are a girl and you purposely withhold that you used to be a guy or vice versa, there is deception there of like, I don't want to tell them because then they won't like me. So you're kind of like lassoing them in a certain aspect, because you know that like if you tell them that, there's a good chance that they won't be interested because they're not interested.
Yeah.
And I understand that people say, "Oh, that's fucked up and that's wrong," or whatever. But I just look at it like if you wait to tell somebody a very important thing or part of your past that's like, you know, people are going to have like the heebie-jeebies about like, "Oh yeah, like I used to be a guy," or "I went to prison for murder," or "I used to be a drug dealer or a drug addict," or something like that. I know those are all bad things I'm talking about, but you get what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah,
I used to
yeah,
be in a cult.
I see your point.
Like there's that level of like, if you didn't know and she was just like, "You know what, like I've just had this weird thing my whole life and I kind of came to the realization like during the time we were dating or whatever that like I just feel like I'm a guy." Like that's a different story because she's not like withholding that, or he's not withholding that, because they didn't go into it having this thing that they're purposely not saying.
Yeah, I see. To me, it's much. I see exactly what you're saying, and I don't necessarily disagree with it. But
It's
waters,
just different. I don't know
Yeah.
how different, but it's different.
the waters are a little bit more muddied for me for that, because, I mean, especially in 4 months, you don't. During the first month, maybe 2 of a relationship, you're seeing each other once a week, maybe.
We don't know any of that.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know anything, so I'm
Because
taking.
he said he's starting to have strong feelings. They've been dating for 4 months. So if you went to a bar
Okay.
and you met a guy,
Yes.
and 4 months into your relationship, he was like, "I used to be a woman."
I'm not saying I wouldn't be upset, but I'm saying I understand why they would do it.
I totally understand why you would do it. I'm
Yeah.
saying it's different.
Yeah.
As opposed to like him saying like, "You know, I think I might be a woman."
Yeah. Yeah.
You'd be at 2 different reactions to that.
Yeah.
Because
I
you
see-
couldn't be like, "Why wouldn't you tell me?" Like, "Well, I didn't know."
Yeah, I
like,
see your
I
point.
wasn't sure.
Okay, so let's start giving out advice. What would be your advice if it was a woman who now has the realization she might be a man?
If it was a woman who now has the realization that she's a man in her head,
Yes.
okay. So she's biological woman, feels like she's a man.
Correct.
Okay. He's got to. This is all dependent on him. Like how high are you going to hoist your freak flag? Like it's going to be, if you care about the person that much and you can, you don't really give a shit about this. It seems that he, for one reason or another, this is a huge deal to him. Whether it's because he was lied to, or whether it's because he's now like dating a guy.
I really wish this guy gave us more details.
I know. Well, how about this? Put it to you this way. So, see, it's I think it's, how there's a like weird shit where like girls and guys are just different with
Yeah.
certain things. Like you can say certain things and it just like, it just doesn't, it's just not the same on both sides.
Yeah.
Right. So
I guess.
if, what I'm saying, like if you asked a guy like, "Hey, so-and-so, like, just say, like, go back to a time, like, who is like arguably the hottest chick nowadays?"
No, I'm literally the wrong person to
I know,
ask.
but like Beyonce, is she like one of the up there,
I guess.
right? Okay, so Beyonce. So someone says, "Hey, dude, like Beyonce is gonna, like she wants to date you." It's like okay, but it's Beyonce's body, but it's Macho Man Randy Savage in there, in the mental.
See, I think there's one crucial thing you're forgetting about this, is that for a lot of people, not for everybody,
Oh yeah.
not for everybody, but some people, there is an end game.
What do you mean?
If you, I don't know enough about the transgender world to
I know
understand,
nothing, so I should shut
to understand the finites of it, but a lot of people, if they have that mentality, want to transition. So it might be Beyonce with Macho Man Randy Savage's head, but she might want to look like Macho Man Randy Savage and work towards that goal.
That's true.
And there's like soft ways and hard no pun intended to do those things. Like it doesn't necessarily mean surgery. Like people take hormones. So like women they'll like get shorter breasts, they'll start cutting their hair and stuff like that. Men will do the reverse. They'll start taking estrogen, they'll get breasts, blah 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 blah.
Rough on your body.
So
So
for me,
if we're going with the route that thinks that she's a guy, but she's not going to transition. If she's going to transition, I think this is finito because he clearly has a problem with he doesn't want to date guys. He's not gay.
yeah.
So that's it.
I think that's fair.
That's it.
Yeah.
And even if it's not, like, it's almost like it's like, oh, I've been, like, just imagine one of your friends that's a girl. It's like, oh, she's now in a guy's body.
Okay.
But you're like, it's her. It's a girl's brain in a guy's body. And you're like, okay. Like, you know what I mean?
I lost you, bud.
It would almost be like if, like, they're, like Macho Man and Beyonce. Like, I have to go back to those two extremes.
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean? Like, you have, like, the physical being on the outside, but then you have
A different
brain on the inside, and that brain is just it wants certain things, it doesn't want certain things.
Yeah.
So this is, I don't know why she was involved. Is she a gay guy? She's got to be.
I don't know how that works.
But she's dating a guy.
She's dating a guy.
So if she's dating a guy, and we're assuming that she's dating him because she likes men, then she thinks that she's a gay man.
I would assume so.
That's,
If we're going that route.
that's so trippy.
I know.
Imagine that, like, that sucks. That, like, you just got that fucking whacked up, like, someone didn't shuffle the cards right and give you the fucking shit you needed. And, like, you're just like, oh, not only am I'm in a guy's body and I want to be a woman, but I'm a lesbian. Like,
Yeah, we're getting in trouble for this podcast.
no, I'm just saying that's fucking rough, dude. Like, think about how much torture that is for somebody.
Yeah, I know.
Like-
I know.
Like, I don't think people, like, really, I could never understand what that's like. Like,
No,
nobody that
no.
doesn't go through it can understand that. But that's fucking, imagine that, like, you got both of those cards, though.
Yeah, exactly. And
Like-
that's why I'm a little bit more, going back to our original argument, a little bit more forgiving when people like this do not shady shit, when they take a while to reveal stuff like that, because I don't even know.
Well, it's probably rough because, like, they don't know how people are going to react and everything like that.
Yeah, exactly.
And, like, they don't know if people are going to be accepting. They probably hear people talk, like, when they don't know that they are. And they're
Yeah.
like, some
Yeah,
people
yeah,
probably
yeah.
say off-color shit, so they're nervous and they don't want to fucking, it's understandable.
Yeah.
But that's a rough one. If you're like that, you have to deal with that whole fucking hurdle, and then all of a sudden you're like, and I'm also gay. You're just like, fuck.
Okay. What would you say to him?
For him, advice for him, I would say just you got to step back. Step back and let the cards fall. See what's going on, but don't get any more involved because it's going to make your judgment clouded. It's going to get both of you in this weird thing. And not only that, like, if this person really is going through like a transition, they don't need somebody like heightened other shit pulling them the other way. Like
Okay.
if they really feel like that and he really likes her, you don't need somebody pulling like, oh, don't do it or whatever.
It's almost like if you love her, let her go.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
or him.
Yeah. See, this is why I want more detail because we don't know.
I think that this right here is just it's too fucking convoluted to work out. I think that you would need mathematicians to sit down and find. It's like that scene in Endgame when Doctor Strange comes back and he's like, out of the 9,999,000 scenarios, there's only one that succeeded. Like that is what I see this relationship as.
My best advice is that you can be a very caring individual and a very accepting individual, but you do not have to change your sexuality to fit other people's needs.
No.
So make sure this fits with you first and then work out details later.
But if she turns to a guy, then he's got another dude for fucking Super Bowl Sunday and car games.
I said accepting. You can still invite him over.
That's what I mean. That's like,
Yo, if it was...
it's like, dude, remember when you used to bang Frank? It's like, hey, I didn't bang Frank.
I think that was a... what movie am I thinking? Oh, Big Daddy. It was two gay guys. It wasn't a transgender person, but like the two guys like became gay at the end, and they were like joking about having sex all the time. How do I know?
Was that Big Daddy?
Yeah, it was Big Daddy. How do I know this? And you
the two, I think I know what you're talking about.
But they're
the two
so-
lawyers that always like high five.
Yeah, but they're so bro.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what happens.
Let's see what she says.
Sorry, this is yours. Read it.
Oh, dear crush. Dude, we went off on the rails. You say you're starting to have serious feelings for this girl who is not only sweet but also honest. If you're worried about what others might think if they find out she wasn't assigned female at birth. If she wasn't...
See, Abby took the...
female
Abby is assuming something here, which I can't fault her for because of the way this is.
What does that mean? She's a girl. She was assigned female at birth.
No, we don't know that. But Abby's assuming that the girl was male at birth. Wait.
No, he said I've been dating a girl.
If you are worried what others might think, if you find out she wasn't assigned female at birth. No, she's saying that Abby's making the assumption it was male at birth and they have already transitioned.
That's different.
I know. We can't spend any more time.
No.
Read the fucking thing.
Then she's not the girl for you. Because she has laid all her cards on the table, take this opportunity to have a serious, frank conversation with her about what challenges might lie ahead for the both of you if this romance progresses.
So she basically said talk it out.
Oh, wait. If you're worried that others might... Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. If she's assuming that and we go with that one, if she was a dude who's now a girl or was always a girl and she got the transition, then I don't know. That would be like a big like curtain unveil.
It would really depend on how I feel about the person. It would, I mean, that would be, I don't know how, I can't respond to that because I don't know how I would feel. I genuinely don't know how I would feel.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think like if it was your friend who you knew for like years and they said, "Oh, by the way," like I don't think I would really give a fuck, but that's your friend.
That's different.
That's different.
That's different.
You're not like doing things with your friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's different.
It becomes a little bit of a mindfuck.
Yeah. I think yeah. Who the fuck knows? This is like that scene where like all the math problems are behind your head when you thought bubble.
It really does become a little bit more of a personal take on it.
Yeah. I don't know. I would say this is not going to work. I would say it's not going to work. He seems too freaked out. His whole thing up there was just...
But to be fair to him, his immediate reaction wasn't, so I got the fuck out. He wrote in to get advice.
I don't even know if...
He didn't immediately bail, which means there is a level of interest still there.
That's true. But he seems to not really know what the fuck is going on because we didn't know what the fuck was going on based off reading what he said. So he might just... She might have said it and he was just like, oh, fucking... You know, Abby, help me out. Like, we don't really... It's the shortest paragraph on the biggest Topic.
I mean, the 13-year-old from like 20 hours ago wrote 3 different paragraphs about his 10-year-old little brother. This guy couldn't give us a little more. No. All right. I think that about wraps us up, dude.
Yeah, that's good for here.
All right, guys. We ripped these columns from Dear Abby, which is a columnist, but she has other good ones out there. We don't just want to steal from her. Go check her out for yourself so we don't feel like giant dirtbags for doing so. Also, don't forget to go to brodownpro.com. We have all cool Bro Down stuff all the time. And right now, if you go to Etsy and check out Bro Down Pro, we might be having a little sale going on.
What do we got? 15?
15% off t-shirts, tank tops, all that good shit.
Yeah. Free
Those
shipping on
two
orders over $35 as well.
Yeah. And that about wraps us up. We'll
Yep.
catch you guys next time.
You're listening to Bro Down Podcast all fucking day.